And Castro, like we said, is going to be a big game this week. It's all Indians right now, 27-0 in the second quarter. Ozark, led by former Monett head coach Chad DePay, leads Joplin 16-7. Reed Springs hosting Springfield Catholic tonight, and they lead 28-0 in the second quarter. Neosho, whose offense put up 79 points just 2 weeks ago, leads Carl Junction 22-7. McDonald County and Logan Rogersville tied up at 0 late in the second quarter. And then the big rivalry game this week, Mount Vernon and Aurora, they meet up tonight, and they are knotted up at 7 late in the second quarter. Marshfield and Hollister. Marshfield leads 14-6 at the half. And then Pierce City and Sarcoxy, another big rivalry game taking place in the lower classes. Pierce City Class 1, Sarcoxy Class 2. Sarcoxy leads 14-7 late in the second quarter. Forsyth playing against your Clever Blue Jays, the school you were superintendent of for many years. And Forsyth leads 21-7 in the second. And that'll do it for your area scores tonight. A lot of close games tonight.
There are a lot of close games.
Seneca is probably the biggest surprise. They're up big over Cassville right now.
Well, I think, honestly, the Mount Vernon Aurora is kind of a surprise. I thought Mount Vernon might have a good chance there, but they're, you never know, I guess, in those rivalry games.
Those rivalry games, anything can happen no matter what the records are. You can throw the records out the window. Anything can take place.
You look a couple, Lebanon and Kickapoo. Lebanon's on top 10 zip. I think that might be a game of the week, one of the local stations. But you hit all the big ones. And how about that Ozark Joplin score? I think, a week ago, Republic handled Ozark
pretty well.
Yeah, and now Ozark playing Joplin and up by 9.
Joplin, the number 8 team in Class 6 as well.
Boy, there's some good football in this part of the country. A lot of good teams.
There is, especially this part of the state. I would say the southern part of Missouri is definitely the stronger part. You have some good teams up north, but I would say down here in the southwest part, it's a lot more competitive.
And across multiple classifications, too.
Absolutely. I mean, you have from Class 1 to Class 6, you have teams competing at the very top.
Yeah, and I think some 8-man football, too. See, I
Lockwood is a big-time 8-man team now. They were Class 1. They got bumped down to 8-man.
I think, that's what's happened in a lot of these district setups this year is a number of teams went from Class 1 to start playing 8-man. And then they had to refill some of these district games, so some 2As became 1As, some 3As became 2As.
As you saw with the Mount Vernon Mountaineers dropping to Class 2, along with the Seneca Indians. And if Seneca's doing this well early off in conference play in the Big 8, looking at the playoffs for them in Class 2 could be very fair for them.
Yeah, but there's a stumbling block there, too.
Not in Lamar's district. They got put on opposite districts.
True.
So they could meet up in the quarterfinal.
Wouldn't that be something?
Course.
That's what I'm talking about.
Two Big 8 teams.
So I know there's a lot of football to be played, but you're absolutely right. Seneca could definitely make a run in Class 2. And Mount Vernon, obviously, they didn't win a game last year in the regular season and won their first round in the district. One thing about it, and you went through it, Ryan, the Big 8 prepares you for postseason football.
Big 8's a lot of tough games because top to bottom it's a very complete conference, whereas a lot of the other conferences nearby are just not as good top to bottom. They have 1 or 2 teams that kind of run it, and those are the top dogs. They don't play anyone as physical or challenging throughout the year, and they get to playoffs and they meet a Big 8 team. And usually you see a Big 8 team at least in Class 3 when the majority of the Big 8 was Class 3. Usually whoever won the Big 8 was going to make a state title run, semifinal or farther.
Yeah, and that year in and year out it was that way. And, obviously in the bigger classifications, COCs.
COC dominates Class 5, Class 6, even Class 4 with West Plains. They're the Class 4 powerhouse right now. Nevada's really taking a step forward as the Big 8 Class 4 team. Monett in Class 4 still trying to make strides there.
For years and years and years, the Carl Junctions of the world, the Carthages of the world, they're trying to make, they were trying to catch the Webb cities. Well, they're getting close, obviously, but now you have the rest of the COC, the Nixes of the world and the Joplins of the world.
And the COC, just like the Big 8 now, stretches very wide. As you look and say, Webb City, all of a sudden can drive all the way to Ozark or Nixa for a game. That's a long road trip for a high school team to take.
It really is. And, well, much like the one that Monett made tonight coming up here to Lamar. Of course, we have another long road trip. Well, the one next week's not going to be that short, going to Marshfield. And
no,
then,
but as you can imagine, if you're Lamar and you have that Marshfield drive, it's even farther. Monett's in a nice position. We're kind of in the middle of all these teams on each side, whereas Lamar and Nevada, if they got to play Marshfield, Reed Springs, or Hollister, that's over a 2-hour bus ride for them if they're on.
yeah.
Almost 3 hours.
Well, and you get into the Ozark Conference when you have to go from like Waynesville to Springfield, or you know, some of those trips are long too. But I mean, you've got to do that. That's to find teams
and
of your size.
And that's what Joplin runs into come district time. Is their Class 6 now? They have to go all the way up to Kansas City for district games.
Yeah, absolutely. And we, you mentioned that that I worked at Clever and finding a conference there. They're in the Mid-Lakes Conference. It's only got 5 schools in it. But trying to find a Class 2 or a small Class 3 in this part of the world, pretty hard to find unless you join the Big 8.
Yes, and if you're bringing a football team in, you haven't had a program, you introduce that program, you don't really want to start out with a conference like the Big 8 that has a lot of good teams like that are very challenging.
Yeah, you want to be able to build and build and build.
You want to build up your program
before
you join that.
Here at halftime, Lamar leads at 42-zip. We'll slip away here from some of our outstanding sponsors. We'll be back with the second half kickoff after this timeout.
Who the Mizzou got tomorrow?
Kansas State.
Ooh. Solid.
At Welcome back to the RE/MAX Halftime Show. RE/MAX reminds you that talent wins games, but teamwork wins championships. The same can be said for buying or selling a home in today's market. Visit with them at RE/MAX. Well, adjustments aside, I think right now, if you're Coach Lewis and his staff, you just want to see effort.
Absolutely. You don't want to see your guys quitting. You want to see them trying every single play, and you're trying to remind them, maybe you don't get this game back, but you build something in this game that's able to win you the next game. Get something going, some momentum going, something positive. Because there's still positive to find out of this game. Yes, it may be a loss, but there's stuff you can build. As you lost the first week, you lost the second week, but there was tremendous strides made in week to week as you saw the offense did better in week 2 against Mount Vernon. And then also your defense remained strong. Having trouble tonight against a very high-powered Lamar offense and a tremendous Lamar defense they've been all night long.
Yeah, we haven't seen a defense like this in the first 2 weeks at all.
And Lamar's making a very good case to make another run at the state title. Losing last year in the final 30 seconds of the state title game, they want to get that one back.
Yeah, I mean, that state championship's resided here in Barton County much of the last decade or so, and they want to bring that trophy back. You're going to learn a lot about this group of young men here in the next 24 minutes of playing. Like I said, sports in general, but football teaches lots of lessons, and toughness and dedication and perseverance or grit or whatever you want to call it, you're going to see what they're made of here tonight.
And that's why Lamar brought Beshore back even when he was so young. Only 1 year of coaching experience, or maybe 2 before they brought him in as a head coach. The reason why is because he understood what it took to get this program built up because he played here, what it meant, the brotherhood saying that they say that's on all their state title rings and a lot of signs around school and their stadium. He understands their brotherhood. He understands their work ethic. He had just finished up Missouri State, did a year or 2 coaching at Branson, and Coach Bailey wanted to make sure one of his former players was the guy that took over for him to keep that tradition going forward, and he's done a great job. They have not missed a step with him at head coach, winning a state title in his first season as head coach.
Yeah, imagine that.
Wasn't even a coordinator at Branson. He was a position coach and then bumped up to head coach here at Lamar, got the phone call, and immediately came back.
Well, there's so much to coaching that goes beyond X's and O's, too. It's how you bring a team together and how they work as a unit and for each other, with each other. And winning, I was an old coach, different sport, but, winning's hard. And winning consistently is hard. Doing what Lamar does, or the Web Cities.
Very hard, almost impossible.
Unheard of most times, but, and I hope that they enjoy it. Really, really I do. I hope that it doesn't become commonplace. Ho-hum, here we are in the state playoffs again. I hope that each year that the kids enjoy it. I know that when Monett's made runs and I've been broadcasting, I know that there's a love of the game and an enjoyment factor. When Monett won the state title in 16, those guys just loved playing football. And, you were, probably about an 8th grader then?
I was an 8th grader that year, yeah.
So the whole town rallied around, and they thoroughly enjoyed that. And that'll come back. That'll come back to Monett at some point. And when it does, I hope they enjoyed it as much as that 16 group did.
And that's one of the reasons that Coach Bailey Lamar mentioned why he was stepping down is he felt like they needed someone a little bit younger to bring some fresh legs, and he felt like he was losing a little bit of the touch with the younger generation. And then he found the perfect guy to take over, I'd say, for him.
And then he went to Jeff City for only a year.
Only a year, and now he's been at Webb City serving as a defensive line coach, I believe. Him and Roderick. And Webb City has not lost a district playoff game now in 23 years.
Is that right?
23 straight district championships Webb City has hosted. Or hoisted.
I'll be dang. I'll believe you.
Longer than my lifetime.
I think I'm going to Google machine that one, though. But I bet you're right.
I went to the Carthage game. They had district title 2 years ago, and that was their 21st straight. They won last year. They're going on 23 this year.
Okay. I believe you. They don't call you the best color guy in the Big 8 for nothing.
I haven't heard that one yet.
Oh, goodness. Here we are. We made it through another halftime. And a big thank you to RE/MAX. Come home to the best real estate team in the area, RE/MAX Properties. Tigers will kick it away here. Low bound kick that's fielded by one of the up men. It hit him in the feet, and he pounced on it at the 46. Heads up play there by the Cubs.
And when you're on that front line, you're thinking you're just going to go back and go get a block.
I'm going to see.
56. I believe that's Lanning.
Is it?
No, it's Victor Reed.
Victor Reed.
The young freshman. The younger brother of Angel and Ray Vialta, two defensive linemen that did very well for Monett.
I tell you what, he got a little soccer in him there. He controlled that ball very well with his feet.
Stopped it with his foot and then got down on it.
Yeah, I like it. Good field position for the Cubs from the 46. Here comes a dive play, and Harvey strung out and dropped back in the backfield. Be thrown for a loss.
49, Kyler Nance in there quickly to the backfield to meet Harvey. Harvey had nowhere to run on that one. Tigers were all over him.
Looks like a loss of 5. Harvey gained 28 yards in his first carry. Since that time, he's had 3 carries for -5. Madrid will work under center. Quarterback sneak up the middle. He goes across the 45 to about the 46 or 47. It'll be a gain of 6 yards, bringing up 3rd down.
Brought down by a pack of Tigers on that one. He made it through that big defensive line, but then you meet those big linebackers the Tigers have and their strong safeties.
Madrid's run that play a couple times tonight. He's run it first 2 weeks as well with some success.
Pretty efficient when he does. He sees that gap in the middle. He just takes it himself.
Cubs face 3rd and 9 from the 47. Madrid takes the snap. He'll run the option. Pitches late with running room, but tripped up his pointer as he dives into the Lamar Tiger territory.
Number 18, Joel Beshore. Number 43, Austin Wilkerson in there to make the stop for the Tigers.
Gain of 4 brings up 4th down and 5, maybe 4th and 6. Cubs will keep the offense on the field here on 4th down. Ball resting just inside Tiger territory. Madrid with it, cuts it up. He'll have the 1st down, I think, but now the ball comes out, and he may end up being short. That fumble might have cost him the 1st down, or are they going to give it to him?
They gave him the 1st down.
So needed 6, and they gave him 6. The Cubs with their 2nd 1st down, and remember, Cubs 1st down brought to you by Sonic Drive-In. Your first stop after tonight's game. America's Drive-In for more than 60 years. It's Sonic.
I'm telling you, I'm thinking it's going to be my first stop tonight after I leave.
Sonic?
Oh, absolutely. If they're open, I'm stopping.
All right. I'm stopping somewhere. Irwin, we're stopping somewhere. Madrid with a carry dives forward.
Number 37, Keaton Pacaz in there for the stop for the Tigers.
Madrid now 19 yards on 10 carries after a gain of a yard. Irwin gives me a thumbs up on stopping. I don't know. We'll stop somewhere. Clock rolls with just over 8 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Cubs with it. 2nd down and a long 8 from the 43. Davin Madrid under center. He takes the snap. He'll run the option, keeps it himself, backpedals across the 40 down to about the 39. That'll be a gain of 4 yards.
He was brought down by number 49, Kyler Nance. Madrid did a good job pulling that ball out of the fullback's hands, and then as it looked like he was about to pitch it, he turned upfield and got some positive yardage.
3rd down and 5 for the Cubs as the drive continues. You know what? The best way to defend Lamar's offense is to keep them on the sideline.
Absolutely. That's what I mentioned pregame. You want to control the time of possession when you play a team like Lamar.
Here's an option play to the near side. Madrid fakes the pitch. He'll have the 1st down On his feet down to about the 25.
49, Kyler Nansen there again. And just like the last play, right as Madrid looks like he's going to pitch, even faked it that time, turns it upfield and is able to get the first down for the Cubs.
Gain of 13 and a first down brought to you by Monett Sonic Drive-In, home of the Cubs half-price happy hour every day from 2 to 4 p.m. Well, the Cubs putting together a nice-looking drive here. We'll see if they can finish. Madrid with it. Running right, hit at the line of scrimmage, and down he goes. Just ran out of room, couldn't get it to Pointer that time, and Madrid will be knocked down after little or no gain.
51, Trace Wooldridge in there for the Tigers, along with number 69, Rooker Dillon.
Madrid's carried it 13 times. Pointer's carried it 8 times tonight.
Ran to the right 3 times in a row now, or 2 times in a row. First one was to the left.
To the short side of the field, too. Movement up front, but no flag. Madrid takes the snap. He'll run it himself. Is stood up at the 25 and driven back. He'll pick up about a yard and will bring up 3rd and long.
Like number 69, Roker Dillon in there for the stop.
And the Cubs aren't doing this against the second unit.
No.
Lamar has their first team.
Yeah, they
there.
still have that first team defense out there for them. They're one to control that 0 point given up all year.
Yeah. So you may not see a whole lot of substitution on that defensive side. Here's an option play.
And read perfectly.
Yep. I'm trying to pick up the Cubs number there. That was Ian Hildebrand.
He was met by number 43, Austin Wilkerson, there on the edge. He was able to bring him down. And, yeah, I don't think the Tigers want to let some poor freshman give up their streak and not giving up any points.
You know, I have viewpoints on this either way. I understand the desire to pitch shutouts, but at the same time, a win's a win.
A win's a win, yes.
And I've been on the 0 side of this, and it's not fun. 4th and 9 for the Cubs. Here's Young with it. He'll be hit short of the first down as he gets inside the 25 down to about the 21, so a gain of 4.
43, Austin Wilkerson in there for another stop for the Tigers. And he's been all over the field tonight, offense and defensively. He's had a great game.
I tell you what, the second half's going to fly by. Running clock now, even during this dead ball period.
Almost down to inside 3 minutes here. Under 4.
And now they will stop it because it's an official timeout. So a timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. We'll be back with more 3rd quarter action after this timeout. Third quarter tonight brought to you by Quick Draw Gun, offering you the area's largest selection of firearms, ammunition, and accessories. Low snap. Bashore back to get it. Eludes one tackler, still on his feet, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, and he made something out of nothing there, a positive play for the Lamar Tigers.
He was hit out of bounds by number 11, Marcus Young, and you're right. It would look like it's going to be a big negative play, Lamar. Turns into a positive one.
A gain of about 6, I believe. We'll see where they actually gain a 5 for Bashore. And that could have been a 15-yard loss. Clock will roll, even though he was driven out of bounds. Bashore out of the shotgun, takes the snap. He'll give on the jet sweep, running to the right. Cubs defense there to make a nice play as they knock down Terrell Davis. Little or no gain.
That's number 3, Evan Witt, getting low and making a nice tackle for the Cubs.
Looks like a loss on the play of 1. Davis now 2 carries for 6 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 different Tigers have run the ball tonight. Bashore out of the shotgun will take the snap. And he'll have lots of running room, running right. He might go the distance. Down the right sideline he goes and is finally pushed out of bounds.
Number 22, Connor Pointer there to finally run him down. And if it wasn't for Pointer, he would have had 6, but there is a flag on the play.
This one may be coming back to umpire through this, and often that is a holding penalty. Yep, it's holding against Lamar. Their second penalty of the night for 20 yards. It's funny, when I said holding, I thought of Seneca.
You know, as a lineman, that's your worst nightmare. You have a huge play like that, and then it's called back, and the ref says your number, your coach, and everyone's disappointed in you.
Do you know what? When I played in high school, I had one play that I accounted for 45 yards of penalty. Now, they could only accept one of them. I got my money's worth.
Yeah, you got your money's worth if you accounted for that many.
I had a hold, a personal foul, and an unsportsmanlike conduct. Now, the third was kind of a chintzy call, but the first 2 were legit.
If you got the first 2, I'm not going to doubt the third.
Here's Bashore with it. He'll have a first down on the carry.
Looks like number 12, Jake Hoyt in there for the stop, along with number 45, Diego Baden.
That should be some sort of record, wouldn't you think? 45 yards of penalty.
I'm sure you're very close if you're
as
not
an
there.
Offensive lineman.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do that.
The third one, I'm telling you, I did not earn the third one. The coach asked who made those fouls, and they kept saying my number. Here's a double reverse. Ball run to the right side with room down the right sideline. And drug out of bounds is Cooper Hahn.
Number 11, Marcus Young gets him down, but there is a flag on the play. It looked like while he was bringing him down.
It's a 29-yard carry.
Looked like he was on the tackle. Could be a horse collar tackle, possibly, the way he drug him down.
Yeah, it looks like that could be.
And it is.
Second penalty on the Cubs tonight. Big run by Hahn, as we said, 29 yards. And add on another 15. We're down to 23 seconds left. And why is the clock stopped?
Will they stop it just to move the chains now, since it's a penalty, and then they restart it?
Well, let's get to the fourth quarter here. The third quarter tonight brought to you by Quick Draw Gun in Monett. They have a knowledgeable and experienced staff to help you with your selection and offer training for you to safely handle your firearms. A big thank you to Quick Draw Gun for sponsoring a rapidly played third quarter. After 3, Lamar 42, Monett 0, back after this timeout.
In the air. Come on, Tiger fans.
Down to the beat. Rise. Get on your feet. Get on your feet. And yell to the beat. Purple. Come on, purple. 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 Cubs. Get on your feet. Get on your feet. And yell to the beat. Go. Yell it. Go. Go. Go! Purple! Purple! Go! Go!
Back at Thomas M. O'Sullivan Stadium, we enter the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter brought to you by Wintech. With facilities in Monett and Cassville, Wintech is an employee-owned company specializing in the building materials industry. I should never doubt you, Ryan. The Google machine never lies. Well, maybe it does. Okay, but not in this case. New runner in for Lamar, T.J. Ansley.
Number 26, Ryan Withnell in there for the stop for the Cubs. And we were able to confirm Webb City is going for their 23rd district championship.
So says Google.
Consecutive district
Yes.
championship.
Second and 1 for the Tigers. And another new runner in. Same play, different player, however. That's Shaw. And Shaw will have a first down.
Number 45, Diego Baden, in there to bring him down.
It's 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. I believe they have the third-string quarterback in now on offense. And he'll run it himself, and he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. That was Trent Torbeck.
Host the Cubs in there to bring him down. Initial hit was made by 75, Porter Reed, along with number 11, Marcus Young, and number 6, Josh Harvey.
Wow.
Seneca up on Cassville, 42-7.
Here's a run to the near side, and the Cubs defense there to greet Sturgill.
Jake Hoyt making a nice tackle there to bring him down.
Little or no gain, maybe a gain of 1. Sturgill's carried it twice tonight for -1.
Going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Tigers.
3rd down, 9 for Lamar. They have it at the Cub 10-yard line. Quarterback is Torbeck. Takes the snap. He'll throw it left. Pass caught out there, but good pursuit by the Cubs as they knock down J.R. Romero for a short gain.
That's 22, Connor Pointer in there to bring him down.
Connor Pointer, 22.
And he's had a great defensive night. He saved 3 touchdowns that I know of.
4th and 7, Tigers.
Yeah, he has not quit at all. Good play there. 4th down and 7 from the 8-yard line. Lamar's offense stays on the field. The quarterback is Torbeck. Takes the snap. He'll give on a reverse. The Cubs defense comes up with a big hit as they knock down Ansley short of the first down.
He's brought down by number 26, Ryan Whitnell. And that's a turnover on downs, and the Cubs offense will take over.
Deep in their own territory in what might be their final possession of the night. They'll have it at the 7-yard line. There is a stop in action, a timeout charged to the Cubs. And remember, timeouts brought to you by Simrise Isanova. They are now hiring. For more information about employment opportunities, go online to isanovatech.com and click on careers. Remember that tonight's 4th quarter is brought to you by Wintech. If becoming a part of an employee-owned family enterprise is for you, feel free to stop by Wintech's Monett office at 201 Industrial Drive or visit www.wintechinc.com and click on the Careers tab.
We are 8 minutes, 39 seconds away from able to go by Sonic, our first down sponsor.
That's right. Sonic is our first down sponsor and might be a good place to come in after the game for a burger, tots, and a nice cold cherry limeade. I told you what I'm getting from Sonic. Blueberry water. That's my new favorite drink.
Might have to try it out. Ocean water is also a very
Wait,
good one.
I said blueberry. Blackberry.
Blackberry water.
Blackberry water. That's what I've been drinking lately. Straight blueberry water. Don't add anything to it. Except a straw. Here come the Cubs on 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle.
Number 30, TJ Ansley in there for the stop, the Tigers.
I did not get the number for the Cub runner that time, but a nice gain, a 5.
Piers Monett has made some substitutions as well to get their second unit some reps.
Going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the
Cubs have it on the far hash mark deep in their own territory, so it's hard to pick up those numbers. Help me as much as you can here, Ryan, if you can't. New quarterback in. I do know that. Option play.
I'm not sure on the number.
Quarterback keeper, Parker Messer, 36 on the carry.
All right. Parker Messer in. And he carries for a gain of 4.
Gain of 4, 31.
Number 36 playing quarterback. How about that?
Well, so says the guy. I guess so. Yeah. Third and 1 for the Cubs. And I don't believe they were able to pick it up there as the quarterback kept it himself.
Number 30,
Nowhere to go for 33.
TJ Ansley in there for the stop,
Run into a wall.
along with
Tiger defender.
number 32, Gage Shaw.
Play, gonna bring up 4th and 3 Cubs.
Cubs will bring in their punt unit on 4th and 3. Kick away, a booming kick. No one back for the Tigers. It takes a Cubs bounce into Lamar territory to the 48-yard line. 36 plus 2, 38-yard punt with no return. And the Tigers take over at their own 48-yard line.
Looks like Monett's going to go with their second unit on defense as well.
Official timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. We'll be back with the final 6 minutes of this one after this commercial break.
Moving back 5. Repeat first down.
Back at Lamar, Tigers whistled for a false start infraction, 1st and 15. Wild snap here for the Tigers, and the Cubs defense there to throw the back for a big loss.
Ball goes loose. Tigers recovering.
And these yellow numbers make it very difficult
Yeah.
to see who did it. Looks like number 86, Marco Salas in there for Monett to make the stop.
Adam Klusman in for the Tigers. He's credited for the loss on the play, unfortunately. Here's a reverse for the Tigers with running room out to about the 40-yard line. And that was TJ Ansley with a carry.
Down by 27, Parker Doss.
27, Parker Doss in there for the stop for the Cubs.
Gain of 12 on the play. Still 3rd down and long. 3rd and about 17. Inside handoff coming near side. Good hard run here by the back that's just into the game. He'll have a Tiger first down. That is Carson Sturgill.
Carson Sturgill.
And he's brought down by number 21, Riley Ray, bringing him out of bounds.
Finally run out of bounds by
21-yard gain for Sturgill.
Picked up a Tiger first down.
15th first down for the Tigers.
The Tigers running backs have had a very good night.
Yeah. 13 different guys have run the ball tonight for the Tigers. Quarterback will call his own number. Up the middle he goes, and he's swarmed under after a short gain.
It's brought down by number 33, Walker Brado.
Gain of maybe a yard on the play. We're inside 3 minutes when this snap will take place. Torbeck takes the snap. He'll give on the jet sweep, running far side with room down the sideline. Good hard run there by Adam Klusman.
Adam Klusman, number 19.
And number 21, Riley Ray, bringing him out of bounds.
Finally run out of bounds by 21, Riley Ray.
Gain of 13 and a first down for the Lamar Tigers. Die play up the middle, quarterback with it. Able to get inside the 20 down to about the 18.
33, Walker Brado again in there for the Cubs to make the tackle. Along with number 13, Tucker Anderson.
Carrying for the Tigers, picked up 6 on the play.
Gain of 6.
4 for the Tigers.
Inside 2 minutes left in this one. We'll see if the Cubs can come up with a stop here and keep the Tigers off the scoreboard in the second half. Inside handoff running to the left is Ansley. Ansley able to pick up a couple on the play.
33, Walker Brado in there. Tackle from Monett.
Well, he's made a handful of tackles here in the last series or two.
Yes, and he is a sophomore, 5'11", 175-pound sophomore.
Third down and a long yard from the 15. Sweep near side. Running room into the 10-5 touchdown. Adam Klusman.
Almost brought down by Tucker Anderson, but just wasn't able to hang on. He was able to get in for the end zone.
Klusman from 15 yards out. And it's 48-0 with 57 seconds left. So the Tigers able to add on one additional touchdown before this one comes to an end. Snap back, ball down, the kick up, high, long, and good. Well, they have a good kicker, too. That guy's got a strong right leg.
He is. He's been a very consistent kicker for them, but he's not your normal kicker. He's 280 pounds at kicker.
Yes, and 220 pounds are in the right leg because he booms them. A conventional kicker. In the days of soccer-style kickers, you don't see too many straight-on kickers anymore.
No, he's a toe puncher, as they call it now. He punches it with his toe, but it's been going right down the middle.
Yeah, perfect kicks. And tonight he's 7 for 7. So
usually the toe punching style, the reason why they've changed it is just not as accurate as that soccer style. He does a very good job with the toe punch.
okay, I was a toe puncher when I kicked.
Were you very accurate?
Practice. I kicked one from 50 at Missouri Southern one time. Now I wasn't playing for Southern. I was just screwing around out on the field.
No rush.
No rush. Kicked it from the 40. Made it. Now the wind blows a little bit at Missouri Southern too. I had a little southerly wind.
Kick.
That's my claim to fame, I guess, right there. Kickoff in the air, returned by the Cubs up the middle. 25, 30, 35, and out to about the 37.
32, Gage Shaw in there for the tackle for the Tigers. Monett will have one more drive before this thing is over.
That was a nice return by Riley Ray. Fielded that line drive and took it right up the middle. A good effort out across the 35-yard line to the 37. And a stop in action here momentarily. My phone's lighting up for some reason.
47 seconds till we visit our first down sponsor, Sonic, for the night. Timeout on the field.
Now there is something called a post game we got to deal with.
Yes, and then we're going to go to Sonic.
Yes. One more snap, and this one may very well be in the books. You got to recap a lot of scores tonight, too.
I do, and with how the service is, I might want to go ahead and start trying to load that.
Yes, we've had our issues with bandwidth tonight, and getting enough internet service has been a challenge. 1st and 10 for the Cubs from the 37. Option to the right, a late pitch, bounces its way to the tailback, but scooped up nicely. And a gain of about 4 yards on the play.
He was brought down by number 32, Gage Shaw for the Tigers.
It was Miles Young that scooped it up, a 5'8" freshman. And he got something out of nothing there, a gain of 3. We'll call it a gain of 4. 2nd down and long, 6. And the Cubs will have one more snap if they're able to hurry up here. Dive play up the middle goes for a yard. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will take us to the end of this one from Thomas M. O'Sullivan Stadium. Our final score tonight, the Lamar Tigers 49, the Monett Cubs 0. The Tigers improved to 3-0. The Cubs fall to 0-3. We will slip away and be back with our postgame, which is brought to you by Cubs Cafe. But first, this timeout. Cafe. Cubs Cafe thanks you for staying tuned to the postgame show and wishes everyone a safe trip home. Offering breakfast fuel for the Monett Cubs, be sure to stop in to Cubs Cafe for a great breakfast in the morning. This game also brought to you in part by the law offices of Randall Mastery and Randall, your hometown professional law office specializing in estate and real estate law. Count on them for professional results. This game also brought to you in part by Home Shield Pest Control, providing a safe defense from pests in your home or business. Home Shield Pest Control is your quality, affordable pest service provider. 49-0 our score here tonight. With a look at tonight's complete scoring recap, here is my broadcast partner, Ryan McCullough.
Well, we go back to the first quarter, the very first play of the game. B-Shore took it 74 yards to the house to start the game off. The PAT was good, made it score 7-0. And then at the 8:18 mark in the first quarter, we had a 28-yard touchdown run by Nguji, as we said earlier. Very speedy wideout for the Tigers, and had a 28-yard run, and PAT was good and made it 14-0. And then also in the first quarter at the 2:30 mark, 2-yard touchdown run by Ryan Davis, number 60, who's an offensive lineman. They ran a counter play with him. PAT was good, made the score 21-0. And then at the 22nd mark, 11-yard run by Wilkerson on a sweep made it 28-0. And then in the second quarter at the 11:05 mark, Ty Wilhite took a 64-yard pass from B-Shore to the end zone. The PAT ended up being good, made the score 35-0. And then at the 8:55 mark in the second, Alex Wilkerson took a 22-yard run to the end zone. PAT was good, made the score 42-0 Tigers. And that was for the first half. Second half, we had one score at the 57-second mark, 15-yard touchdown run by Klusman. PAT was good, and that made the score 49-0, and that was the scoring for the night.
Thank you, sir. 49-0. The difference in this one, the Lamar Tigers improved to 3-0. The Monett Cubs fall to 0-3. Lamar with a big matchup next week with Seneca. They travel down to Earl D. Campbell Stadium in Seneca next week. Seneca, at last report, was all over Cassville. We'll talk about area scores later. But that should be a big matchup. Monett on the road again next week as they will travel to take on the Marshfield Blue Jays. 49-0 our final here. We'll slip away. We'll be back with more of the Cubs Cafe postgame show after this commercial break. Cubs Cafe. The score of any contest is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and fans may leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how you will be remembered. Be sure to choose good sportsmanship. This message brought to you by Access Family Care, with locations in Aurora, Mount Vernon, Cassville, Neosho, and in Joplin. Be sure to catch Coach Lewis show next Friday evening right here on 95.9 FM. Coach Lewis will sit down with KKBL's Sammy Klepper to discuss tonight's contest as well as preview the upcoming game against the Marshfield Blue Jays. The Coach Lewis show can be heard just ahead of our pregame right here on KKBL Radio. 49-0, the difference in this one. Lamar Tigers improved to 3-0 on the season. We await Coach Lewis here in the post game. I know he has a long trip home back to Berry County, so we'll try to see if he can get up here, and if he's not coming, that's totally understandable too, with a lot of travel ahead of them. Cubs ran into a buzzsaw here tonight. The Tigers scored their game's first 6 possessions. Okay, Coach will be joining us as he comes up. In just a minute, we'll slip away and we'll hear from some of our sponsors. We'll be back to talk it over with Coach after this brief timeout. Back at Lamar here in the postgame, joined by Coach Ethan Lewis. Coach Lewis, run into a buzzsaw tonight with the Lamar Tigers.
Absolutely.
They showcased some speed early, a couple big hitting plays. Your kids hung with them, and I appreciated the fight and the desire that your kids showed late part of the second quarter through the second half.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, that's one thing. You have to admit, I mean, the Monett Cubs come to play. They're going to compete the whole time. They're great kids. They want to get better. Can't be upset with that.
That's right. And, you take a look at some plays here tonight, but you immediately turn the page and you start thinking about the Marshfield Blue Jays.
Absolutely, yeah. And to be honest, we feel like we match up pretty well with them. So we'll see what that holds in store come next week. Back to the drawing board tomorrow morning. Let this one sink in, let it hurt a little bit, and then, fresh start tomorrow.
Win or lose, that's what you got to do with athletes at any level, especially high school. When I coached, it used to be a midnight rule. You think about it until midnight, and then you have to let it go, win or lose.
Yep. And that's basically exactly what we tell the kids.
Yeah, because here's the truth of the matter. You're never as good as you think you are after a win, and you're never as bad as you are after a loss. That's just the truth of the matter, and if you dwell on it one way or the other, it doesn't make your team getting better.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the thing, and that's something that, we've been trying to change about, some of the things that we've seen over the, past few games and times and stuff like that is, just, hey, big plays happen. I tell the kids every night, hey, somebody's going to score. Guess what? That's going to happen. It's going to happen tonight. And it's about our response. It's about our response when somebody scores. And, they scored a few tonight. So, obviously we got to get a little bit better response. But we'll see how, we are health-wise and everything coming back on Monday.
Well, hopefully, it was good to see Harvey back out there tonight after he was nicked a week ago. He played hard. Again, I thought some of the defensive kids played well after they got acclimated to the speed. It was a different speed with this group.
Absolutely.
And once they did, they were able to hang in there. And like I said, continue to fight and continue to improve. I told Ryan at halftime, I said one of the things that this game teaches, more so than many things in life, is perseverance and desire and grit, you know.
Absolutely.
So I know that's something that you'll be talking with them throughout this week as you prepare for Marshfield.
Absolutely, yep. And we'll be ready to respond, hopefully, and we'll see what happens. Back to the drawing board.
And you know what? You coming up here to talk to us, thinking about a long trip home, speaks a lot about your character, and I really appreciate you coming up and talk to us after a tough night.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Safe trips home. We'll see you next week.
Sounds good. I appreciate it, guys.
As Coach Lewis, we'll be back to wrap it up after this timeout.
Thank you.
One more. Tonight's interview with Coach Lewis was brought to you by Cubs Cafe, a proud sponsor of Monett Cubs football. Located at 202 Highway 37, they always have their purple and gold on. Walmart of Monett would like to congratulate this week's Monett players of the game. Just like each of the Cubs, Walmart strives to be great for the local community. Spend a little less to get a little more at Walmart in Monett. Tonight's player of the game on the offensive side is quarterback Davin Madrid. Led the Cubs in rushing for the second game in a row, or was at the top in both games. Defensive player of the game will be
Connor Pointer. He did a great job making a lot of open field tackles. He saved 3 touchdowns off the board. He hustled the whole game. He never gave up. He had more than one tackle in almost every single series that was out there.
So congratulations to both of those guys as Walmart's players of the game. Tough game. Coming to Lamar is always a tough game. 49's not always, but for the last 15 years, it's been tough. And tonight Lamar showcased why they are so good.
Yeah, and not only do they have a really good football team, but they always have a really good fan environment and atmosphere on their side. And that does play a factor when you come out and you have a lot of fans on the other side, and they're loud.
Yeah, there was a lot of noise here tonight, and a good environment for football, to say the least. Well, thank you very much. I know you didn't have much of a trip tonight coming over from Pittsburgh State. I guess you're heading back there tonight?
Oh, I'm going by Sonic first.
Going to Sonic first. Better get it on this side. It's probably better over in the Missouri side than it is over in Kansas, So, anyway, well, safe trips home for you. Erwin and I will be heading back to Republic and then go our separate ways from there. So we'll need to take it careful. All you guys who are out tonight, be careful. on your way home from the ball game. We want you to arrive safe and sound. As we come to the end of tonight's broadcast, we would like to thank all the fine people here at Lamar for their help, their hospitality this evening. Special thanks also goes out to all of our great sponsors who make our broadcasts possible. We cannot do this without your support. Cub fans, get out there and tell these folks how much they are appreciated. And finally, a big thank you to all our listeners. It's always great. We hope that you enjoy listening to our broadcast as much as we do, bringing it your way. Thanks for being with us each and every Friday during the season. Just a reminder that our next football broadcast will be coming your way next Friday evening as the Cubs will take on the Marshfield Blue Jays. Pregame is set to begin at 6:25 with kickoff scheduled at 7 p.m. Once again, our final score from the stadium tonight: the Lamar Tigers 49, the Monett Cubs 0. For my broadcast partner Ryan McCullough and our producer engineer Erwin Perez, this is Benji Finsky saying thanks for following the Cubs and good night from Barton County.